Just wanted to make a quick beginner intro to carving video for my Kibler Woodsrunner. I've never carved wood like this before with these specific chisels. And I just basically watched Jim's video and copied his design, drawing everything out with pencil and using some cheap chisels that were my grandfather's and some files, particularly these two, the triangular file and the half round with its nice flat face. This section here, you start it with a line from your pencil, and I just simply use the width of my finger and just drag it down. And then once we have that marked, get your V parting tool, make sure it's nice and sharp, true up the edges, just drop it, and start tracing that line. It's easiest to hold this kind of like a pencil, and as you're going along the line, you can guide with some of your fingers out against the piece. You can apply some downwards pressure with your support thumb and cut, and you can continue going as the chips come up, or you can relieve the chips and then keep going so you can see the line. If you're a beginner, this line is going to look pretty wonky, which is fine because that's what happened with the other side, and it straightens out when you use this file here. I used a flat face against the unrelieved side. This part right here is going to stick up, and this part right here is going to be relieved down. You just take it with the flat face against it, get yourself right in the line here, and just true that up. It's going to make it look so much better. It's going to straighten out any of those lines. You can angle it slightly outwards to straighten it up, straighten up some spots that were sticking out before. You don't have to worry about any of this part right here because you're gonna relieve all that down anyways. So if you make a scratch over here, it's fine, you're gonna relieve it anyways. So once you get a nice straight line and you're happy with it, we're gonna come in and relieve. We're gonna do that with just this flat chisel here. It's easiest to use a bigger chisel, and you can just shave big sections off here. However, this is all I have, so this is what I'm using. It worked for the other side. It's just a little bit more tedious and kind of a pain in the butt, but you can get the job done. For this, I like to apply a little bit more pressure because it's such a small tool, so I do hold it closer towards the edge. And you're coming in here with the chisel and relieving. Basically what you want to do is come right along the groove you made with the file. And you don't want to touch this section with the edge of the chisel at all. You want to keep the chisel away from this raised face because this is going to stay. Sometimes it's easiest to push the chisel and then push it to the side, so that way you're cutting as well, you're not just pushing. I'm going to continue on doing this all the way down, and I'll see you in a minute. now we're going to true up this line a little bit, and I like to use my single cut file that I use for the rest of the project. This is not going to be a fast process. It will take a long time. So just try and be as patient as you can. If you get frustrated because you mess something up, just take a breather, walk away from it, come back to it later. And do your best to recover from whatever happened. If you see any high spots, pay a little extra attention to them. You want to even this out as much as possible. Alright, now we're going to switch back over to, we're going to use this triangle file here, and just do this point down in the groove. And you can angle this file a little bit too, and get some of that flat face in towards the area that is to be relieved. And we do see a little bit of waviness here, that's fine. I'm just going to pay a little bit of attention right here and try and even some of that waviness out. And that right there did wonders. That looks pretty good. file that butt plate to match this relief. Just start blending some of this in. I'm going to switch to our half round for the flat face. We really want to start finishing the transitions. Now we're just blending and truing up the relief here. Now we're just using the rounded edge, the corner of the rounded edge, to make that facet pop here. Add a little bit more depth while we're blending that edge. Yeah, so the half round file and the triangular file here are going to be your friends for this situation. And you're just going to come in and you're going to blend all this area here that you relieved. And then you're also going to want to redefine this line. Again, I'm a beginner. This is the first time I've ever carved anything, really. First time I've ever put a muzzleloader together. So if I can do it with just a few cheap Craftsman Amazon files and a $20 hand carving set, then just about anybody can do this. And these lights are going to be your friend for adjusting. So you can see there's a little spot right there in the transition. I can go back and hit that with some sandpaper, smooth that out. I'm not really worried about it. That's what I'm looking for. This is my muzzleloader. I'm never gonna sell it. It's gonna be an heirloom. I'm not concerned with very minute imperfections. This is the exact design Jim does in his video for the Woodsrunner carving. And we'll true that spot up a little bit. I have some of the Mirka 220, Mirka 320 that Jim supplies on his website and his wood finishing kit. I'm just gonna hit this transition area a little bit with the 220. If you're concerned about everything being level, you can even wrap some of the sandpaper around the tool. And we clean that area up as good as I'm gonna want it. And this is just a video to show you guys that this is possible as a beginner, to not be afraid. Just dive in, get yourself a couple simple tools, start small. If you think you messed up, just keep at it, walk away, come back to it. And a lot of times, the small mistakes you can fix very easily with a little bit of time and a little bit of elbow grease.